Welcome, thrill seekers, to our thrilling list of the top 10 prison escapes caught on camera. As we explore the dangerous world of prison breakouts, get ready to see incredible feats of creativity and grit. You'll be in awe of these fantastic escapes captured on camera and featuring brave plans and heart-pounding cases. Prepare for a crazy voyage through real-life prison escapes by fastening your seatbelt now. Let's delve into it. Number 10. Altiplano Prison Escape 2015. Moving on to the next vase, the Altiplano prison escape, which occurred in Mexico in 2015, is the case we explore next since it's more recent. One of the most infamous drug dealers in the world, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, was imprisoned in the high-security Altiplano jail while this daring prison break occurred. Guzman carried out a spectacular escape that baffled the police with careful planning and an organized group of helpers. El Chapo's escape started with creating a complex tunnel into a cell. The tunnel displayed the level of planning required for the operation, with all the ventilation, lights, and a customized motorcycle on tracks. El Chapo entered from the tunnel after months of covert work, slid into a waiting car, and made a daring escape. Number 9. He left the keys in the ignition. For a prison guard, counting convicts is an essential skill. When Donald Kinsley arrived with his fellow inmates in the prison garage, he noticed that the officers weren't paying close attention. Kinsley ducked behind the van while the others were filing into the building. His luck was running high because nobody noticed it was missing. On top of that, the keys of the transport van were still in the ignition. The bold criminal hit the gas and drove right through the garage door and eventually into a line of trees. The officers shortly had him safely behind locked doors. It shows that just because you have the keys to the van, it doesn't mean you can drive it. Number 8. The Inflacable Lady. Amber Gonzalez, a 30-year-old Wisconsin resident, was detained for theft and use of drug paraphernalia. They shackled her to a wall and transported her to a holding area. She decided to flee when she was left by herself. She can be seen squirming free of the handcuffs on the CCTV footage. She's meanwhile attempting to arrange her escape on her phone. She moves endlessly till she finally manages to escape. Later, the police informed ABC that the tightest setting was used to apply these handcuffs. She exited the holding cell using the emergency exit and went outside. She continued through yards of people until she came upon a truck guy at a nearby gas station. The woman, however, could have been more brilliant than you might have thought. After getting into the car with the truck driver, they returned to the hotel where she had been detained. She was immediately seen by staff, and an hour later, she ended up in jail again. It's safe to assume she wasn't left alone the next time. Number 7. Perfect timing. It takes some spectacular timing to make it through a heavy door that's about to seal shut. When he arrived at the prison garage, Michael Maldonado decided it was worth the risk. He jumped from the backseat of the police car to the front and out the driver's side door. Then he ducked underneath the garage door just as it was closing. The officers had to reopen the door before they could pursue it. In the footage, Maldonado can be seen sprinting across the parking lot. It took a whole day for them to track him down. It shows that when someone's chasing you, they can be motivated to run very fast. Number 6. The Curry County. They made it look easy. A new video shows 3 inmates casually walking away from a New Mexico jail last month. It led authorities on a 5-day search before the inmates were finally captured. It only took minutes for the 3 inmates to escape from the Curry County Detention Center on the morning of June 15th. Surveillance video from inside the jail shows 31-year-old Aaron Clark, 24-year-old Ricky Sena, and 28-year-old Victor Apodaca walking down a hallway before one of the men appears to take out a set of keys and unlock a secure door, making a break for it. A camera in the alley outside captured the men dressed in all white casually walking away. Back inside the jail, a camera in the control room spots guard Serena Dodson alone. She seems fidgety and nervous. That's because deputies say she helped the inmates break free. She was found the following day in Lubbock and charged with escape. It wouldn't be until almost 5 days later that authorities would receive a tip that the inmates were at an apartment near the jail. During an hours-long SWAT standoff with police, KRQE News 13 is told one of the officers fired shots after one of the men pointed a gun at them. Clark, Sena, and Apodaca were all arrested after surrendering peacefully. The man who was letting the inmates stay with him was also arrested. Since 2002, more than a dozen inmates have escaped the Curry County Jail. Number 5. The Window Slider. Derek Estelle, a 34-year-old man from Garland County, appears to be speaking on the phone, possibly with a close friend or family member. His biding his time to get away. He had planned to divert the officers with other detainees, so this wasn't a solo effort either. He leaped across a desk to reach a window once the police officers were on the opposite side of the room. Then in the video, you can see him sliding out and an officer sliding out after him. In another video, he can be seen running away outside. He was expecting a car that would be his ticket to escape. Officers attempted to stop the vehicle from moving away as they left, but knowing that the police knew what the car seemed like was a significant setback. Later, police discovered the abandoned vehicle. 3 weeks later, Estelle and his girlfriend were found living in a vacant home. The person he leapt into the car with is thought to be his girlfriend. Both Estelle's mother and stepfather were accused of helping to flee the prison. Number 4. If at first you don't succeed. Escaping prison by helicopter is a fairly impressive feat. How about doing it twice? Vasilis Palaiokostas was known as the Greek Robin Hood because he gave the money he stole to those who didn't have as much. It was quite a media sensation in 2006 when he escaped his 25-year prison sentence. 2 of his friends rented a tourist helicopter and made the pilot land in the prison yard. A year after he was returned to prison in 2008, Palaiokostas escaped again in almost the same way. This time they climbed a rope ladder to the helicopter to escape. His accomplice, Alket Rizai, was captured and is serving out his prison time. Palaiokostas is still free and has since been dubbed the Uncatchable. Number 3. Video bloggers. Orange County prison inmates sneaked a cell phone into the prison. Although most prison escape videos are taken from CCTV, these inmates chose to film their breakout. This video may see them going through the building's pipes and squeezing through a vent. You have to respect these guys' balls for sure. Before sneaking through the vent, one who fled gives a thumbs up. One of them took a selfie after they had passed by the ducts. They ultimately made it to the building's roof where they descended. These individuals spent a week evading capture. They began documenting where they were staying, the cradle. One lights up a joint as the other clutches a Jack Daniels bottle. However, the sweetness of freedom only lingered for a week before they were captured and locked up again. Number 2. Rustam Shakrutdinov. A Russian prisoner's incredible escape from jail cell has been captured by security surveillance. Footage believed to have been recorded on Saturday shows the accused robber, Rustam Shakrutdinov, 25, squeezing his lean body through a tiny food hatch. His waist becomes stuck momentarily, and the shirtless man almost loses his underpants during the stunt. But it only takes minutes for the inmate, who local media have called Snake Man, to contort his way to freedom. The rest of his clothes are waiting for him on the other side of the door, where he puts them on and casually walks away from the cell inside the prison of Isperbash in the Republic of Dagestan in southwest Russia. Number 1. The Bulldozer. Our next escape took place in Copenhagen, Denmark. The prisoner used a bulldozer to smash into a wall rather than scaling the walls or digging elaborate tunnels to escape, hoping for the best. The wall was entirely dismantled by the bulldozer, which fulfilled its duty. The bulldozer can be seen simply crashing into the wall in the clip while many prisoners flee. There may have also been a football game going on at the time. Were they frantic to catch the football game or to disappear into the sea of people? Although it's hard to discern, CCTV cameras did not capture this video. It came from an outside videographer. Back then in 1995, there were no cameras on phones. Because of this, there is suspicion that the cameraman was either involved in the escape or happened to be in the correct position at the right moment.